Yeah, Candice Warner, Mark Levy for Wide World of Sports on this Wednesday night. Well, I said to Candice a little earlier, I may as well go home because the Warners are just taking over. I've got a superstar alongside me and I've got a superstar waiting on the line to chat to us as well. He is, of course, the Australian opener, and at the moment, well, he's back to dad duties. David Warner joins us on the line. G'day, Davey.
How you going?
Mate, very well. Thanks for joining us the day after what would have been a really tough day for you and a tough result for the entire Australian team. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, look, I'm a bit sore. Feet are a bit sore, but yeah, look, I was obviously tired. Disappointed. There's not so many words that can describe the feeling. To be honest, it was a tough day yesterday, and I think the last two tests have taken out on a lot of guys, and I think especially the bowlers because they've worked their backsides off, and obviously there's a lot of hysteria today, and a lot of negative feedback, but at the end of the day, we are elite sports people and we have to take that on the chin.
David, how would you rate India's performance this match compared to performances you've seen and played against in the past?
Yeah, look, I think, I'll rate it, pretty much a 10 out of 10. I think their performance yesterday was absolutely outstanding, and the way that they managed to sort of negate our bowlers at the SCG as well. When you've got a world-class bowling attack and you're able to do that back-to-back test matches, you deserve all the credit in the world. And, I won't take that credit away from India, but, our bowlers back-to-back games, in a short turnaround, there's no excuses, but you could see at the end there they had absolutely nothing left in the tank, and they get a well-deserved break leading into South Africa.
You spent a bit of time over in India, David, in the IPL and the like, and I kept thinking last night while we were covering the end of that match, could you imagine the 1.3 billion people over there that absolutely love their cricket and what it does for a country that's doing it really, really tough at the moment through COVID-19? I mean, while you're disappointed in losing the match, do you sort of appreciate how big it is for the Indians as well?
Yeah, look, definitely. And, we have to thank the Indian team for making the effort to come out to Australia. There's a lot of sacrifices there that are made as well with their families not coming over. And, there's a guy there, Natarajan, who I played with in the IPL, and his wife gave birth, and he was coming over as a net bowler, and he ended up making his debut in all three formats and was part of this last test match. And, they're little things, that inspired not just myself but anyone to play the game. But having played the IPL, I know what the reactions would be like over in India. They would be, going bananas, and credit when credit's due, and they played outstanding. And I think it's around 29 years or something since we lost the game at the Gabba as well. So look, credit to them.
Would you agree that it was India's best innings ever?
Yeah, in Australia, definitely. From what I've played against, I think the determination once Virat Kohli left, I think just basically showed how much depth they have and strength they have. When their leader leaves, and we saw firsthand how well they went. Ajinkya Rahane, you saw how well he led. He scored 100, I think, in Melbourne. And then, from leaps and bounds, he led well from the front. And, what can you do? You can't really do much when you're busting your gut out and they just beat you.
What about this post-mortem, David? And you touched on some of the criticism. You've been an elite sports person for many years, and you understand that when Australia loses a test match or Australia loses any form of sporting match, there's always the sporting public up in arms and want changes. It seems a lot of the criticism is being directed at the captain, Tim Paine. Is he the man to continue in that role for the tour of South Africa and the Ashes later in the year? Has he got everyone's support?
Yeah, 100%. And that's what comes with that job as well, and that title. I think with sport, with business, the person that leads you at the front there, he obviously is disappointed with his form, in his performances last game. Obviously, a couple of missed chances this game, but at the end of the day, we always back our captain 100%. And I thought he held his head high, and he came into this game. Trying to work on and learn from the last game, and I thought he held his head real high. And there's going to be a lot of criticism, as we know, and as you just said, elite sports, we just got to cop it on the chin, win, lose or draw. And it's now we've got to move forward to South Africa to win the series there, to participate in that Test championship.
Is it all green light to go for South Africa? Is it still happening?
I am unsure at the moment. We're doing everything we can as players to prepare for that. We're governed by obviously our medicos and obviously Cricket Australia trying to get that series up and going. And obviously they're in talks with Cricket South Africa.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah, Cricket Australia, you guys have slipped down the ranks to third in the ICC Test rankings. What is it going to take for you guys to play in that Test championship?
Plain and simple, win. We obviously have to learn from what mistakes we made, what opportunities we missed. Top order. Obviously, the biggest the questions and debates were around the top order this series, chopping and changing, not scoring runs, and I think that's where we need to be better at. And I hold myself accountable as a senior player to do everything I can to make sure that I'm scoring runs out there. And just, I think, together, just hold together. You know, these are the times where people are going to say whatever they like. The media will talk about it, but us together as a collective, we stay strong. We get together. We know what we have to do. Each individual knows how to prepare for that series, and we'll do everything we can to once when we get out there, put our best foot forward again.
Geez, Candice is taking to this like a duck to water, David. Hard-hitting questions to you.
yeah, exactly. I've got to get used to this, don't I?
Hey, one last one. Your moustache has been a topic of discussion tonight on the program. Is it staying or is it going?
Well, the person that's sitting there next to you, she can actually answer that question. She's the boss.
I am the boss.
If she doesn't like things, then I'll get rid of it. And at the moment, I haven't copped any criticism from my wife, so I'm leaning towards that she's liking it, so I'll just keep it. I've gone through a bit of a transition. I was able to get a bit of bum fluff growing in that time off that I had, and then people were telling me to shave it because it looked horrendous, so I shaved it, and then I brought the mow back, and now everyone's like, it's not November anymore. I said, well, I can't win.
The rumour is you dye it. Is it true?
Oh, hard-hitting again.
Do you dye the mow?
Did Matthew Wade text in or something? I'm gonna that bloke. I'm telling you, I admit to a lot of things, and if I did dye my mow, I would hands up say I did.
Age gracefully, David. Age gracefully, my friend. You're a good man.
Exactly.
Well done on what's been a pretty arduous series for all of the sports people involved, both India and Australia, living in that bubble. You did us proud. Unfortunately, not the result, but we've got to dust ourselves off and get ready for a tour of South Africa. So play well when that comes around, David. Thanks for joining us.
No dramas. Take care.
Good on you, mate. David Warner, the Australian opener. Sounds like he's ready for a nice sleep in his own bed tonight, Candice.
Yeah, I hope he's not expecting a sleep in because our baby has been getting up at about 5:30, and I think it's his turn to look after her.
Outstanding.